Happy New Year, Virgo. This is Virgo 2025 Insights and Predictions. You're going to have a lot of changes to that public image. Are you ready? Pew! Hey, what's up, good people? It's Eric Taylor, BigEAstro. You know what it is. Back with another rising sign sun year predictions. It's for Virgo the Virgin. Virgo risings and sun signs, which is me and my son. I got 4 sons, and one of them is a Virgo rising. We're going to talk about 2025, your year preview. Well, you start off right away with Mars in your 12th house retrograde, and then in your 11th house till April in Cancer. So there could be some issues right now, maybe with sleeping, or maybe you're sleeping faster, going to sleep quicker. Could be a lot of dream exploration. And there could be some severing, potentially, of some of your friends' groups. Or maybe you are initiating, finding a new group in 2025 with Mars and Cancer. There can be some intense emotions with friends or over the internet, so just don't get into any Twitter or X wars or talking smack on Snapchat or whatever you use, right? You definitely got to watch out, though, for your social network and friends, maybe people turning against you. Now, you still are dealing with Jupiter on the 10th house, and it'll be there to June. But then after it leaves, July 7th, dun, 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 Uranus. Uranus is coming into your 10th house, Virgo, and you are going to see quite some innovative changes to not just maybe changing your career, but your public image, your reputation, things at work, right? But the Jupiter is going to clean up the mess that Mars made, because when Mars leaves in April, Jupiter, end of May, early June, will be coming into your 11th house. And so this is going to make you learn or teach over the internet, Virgo risings. Maybe you're signing up and coming to my community, my 11th house crew, or also coming to Coffee Talk. Or you want to learn astrology. But the Jupiter can bring abundance. You could get some extreme wealth this year too, Virgo risings. All right, so just be open for that. And we got the 3 Mercury retrogrades, right? March to April, July to August, and November 9th to the 29th. So there's a lot going on, right, for you Virgo risings between your 8th and 7th house. Saturn and Neptune are finally going to leave your 7th house for a sneak peek of 2026, right? You know, 2025, Saturn and Neptune are in Pisces, and you're going to see late spring, they're going to enter into Aries almost to about the end of the year. So this could bring the Saturn and Aries make sure you're paying your taxes. There could definitely be some discipline for I would say like long research, investigating the secrets of the world or herbs and plant medicine. Maybe, you'll be less impulsive spending your husband's money or your wife's money. But the Saturn there can also make you focus more on investigating or researching the government, numerology, astrology, occult, esoteric knowledge. The Neptune, that's going to be really spiritual, but it will dissolve. It's like they kind of come see, come saw, comes in together, and they will be there together in a conjunction February 2026 when they move there permanently for about 14 years and 2.5 years, okay? But right now, your main focus is really going to be, having Neptune in that 8th house for a while. This is where you may see spirits, ghosts, aliens. You could become the midwife, the doula, the death doula. You may talk to people, your ancestors, see your grandma or people from the other side, quite literally, okay? Or parents, anybody who's passed away, maybe the father. But, this is where you may spiritually grow, Virgo risings, this year. And maybe you can do a lot of spiritual practices, Kundalini awakening, getting into ayahuasca, microdosing, who knows, right? Not making recommendations, just telling you potentialities that could go down and happen. And, in March, you're going to have North Node, Neptune, Venus, and Mercury all dancing there in your seventh house, getting ready to go into the eighth. So, or coming from the eighth into the seventh. So you're going to see a lot of different things. And so there could be new relationships, and maybe not being delusional or confused by relationships anymore with Neptune leaving. It can be a nice relief, Neptune leaving your seventh house, even in the marketplace, where you're not getting disillusioned or deceived with any contracts and negotiations you sign. You're also, hey, got to backtrack, and we're going to get to the chart in a second, but the North Node, we will have one eclipse in April, the end of March, early April. It's still in the Aries Libra axis. So your second, eighth house, and the start of the year, the South Node is in your second house, really, bringing up things in the past with their family, and really focusing on having more harmony and peace. But that final eclipse will close that chapter. And then we start the 18-month transit of January 11th of the Pisces North Node, 7th house, Virgo South Node. So this is where you're going to be pushed to focus on the other half, pushed to focus on relationships, marriage, contracts, negotiations, shopping in the marketplace, the kitchen. You may do more cooking, Virgo risings. But, you are going to want to have a spiritual relationship and someone who's creative and imaginative. That's going to be very, very important. Mercury is starting off in your fourth house, so you could be very patriotic starting off the new year. You're going to feel relief. Pluto being in your sixth house, leaving the fifth for your dating, romance, fun sex, and your creativity and hobbies. Pluto in Aquarius for the next 20 years, you got to watch your ankle, calf, shin. But also you want to do a parasite cleanse. You want to do intermittent fasting. You want to do the hot lemon water and the essential oils, what I use, right? Just suggestions. Always check with fast and everything with your doctors or your medical. I'm not liable for any of that stuff. But I will say the organic maple syrup, cayenne pepper, distilled water, and lemon juice could be a good cleanse for you, and maybe a parasite cleanse in the next 20 years. Doesn't have to be in 2025, but Pluto's there. But definitely watch the ankle, calf, shin, and Achilles for health. But you want to cleanse out the gut and purify. And Venus and Ceres start the year off there. Let's go to the chart so you can see it. And Virgos, there's going to be a lot going on with your relationships, other people's money, your spouse's money, your career. Uranus leaving your ninth house, going to the 10th house, and going back to Taurus early 2026. This is where, you may finish up a chapter of education or take classes over the internet. Okay. Quite literally this summer, that can happen, doing summer school in college or high school, or wanting to go 50 miles or further home for a trip. I know a lot of Virgo risings have been going on vacations the last couple of years and flying, and Uranus is flight. Sagittarius and Aquarius are connected to movement and travel. But let's get to your chart, and Happy New Year, Virgo the Virgin. And listen, that South Node on your ascendant, you want to be more introspective and increase your self-love. And I can help you with that, BigEAstrology.com. And let's talk about the rest of 2025 when we look at the chart for Virgo the Virgin 2025 insights and predictions. Pew. Virgo the Virgin, the lyrical surgeon, I'm splurging. Forget the Surgeon General, I'm the boss. Virgo rising 2025, so that, like I was saying, that South Node, it's really wanting you to be more spiritual, but you may start to remember even things from a past life. This is the health axis, Virgo risings, you're pretty meticulous. Don't just lift weights, you got to eat better too. Squatting's important, especially 40 or above. Ladies, no cold water. You want the hot lemon water with essential oils. I was saying earlier, and to finish the thought, I use, well, I don't do it. Wifey does it. Let's keep it real. Peppermint oil, eucalyptus, and tea tree oil with the hot lemon water every morning. Really good for cleaning out the lymphatic system and the gut. Juno's in your third house. You could find love in the local community. And you could be, in middle school, elementary school, high school, where you get like a deep emotional connection, starting off the year, January, February, with someone. The Mercury, there's going to be a lot of communication in your home around the new year, and a lot of learning from home. So this is where, I always tell you, Virgo, Scorpio risings, they tend to move away from their hometown. Right, my son was born in New York, and he's moved to Arizona. So, and then he'll probably move again, after high school or college. But I'm open to it, and I expect it. You're starting off with the sun in the fifth house, so you may really want to start dating or creativity and hobbies, really exploring or tapping in and paying attention to your children's education, helping them build up things for their first job interview or starting your own business. Right? The sun in the fifth house is all focused on that. And, remember the Mercury retrograde will be here in the fourth house towards the end of the year. It's going to be in your 12th house over the summer. And then in the spring, it's going to be, I think, from the 8th to the 7th. Okay? So, Virgos, this is going to be a year where you're starting off and you still are going to have this harmonious, peaceful speech. And you always do with Libra in the second house. And you want to have balance in your diet. Get enough fruits and vegetables, drinking enough water. And remember that final eclipse on the second, 8th axis can be something about starting a new job, receiving an inheritance, or some different investments. Remember, the short-term investments are in the 5th house. Long-term investments are in the 11th house, just like the politicians, government 10th, 5th house, political discussion and debate. So, remember with this Mars here, there can be some, real exploring the internet and groups and different organizations as well. Maybe even joining or starting a nonprofit. Okay, so Virgo risings, but this is going to be a year of a lot of focus on relationships, career, health. Okay. And over the internet too, with Mars and Cancer, please do not get into, verbal battles over the internet. It's not going to serve you, and you will regret it after April. Because then when Jupiter comes in and cleans it up, Jupiter's going to be like, did you mean to say this? What's up with this post? You know what I mean? So just be mindful of that and be careful of that. But, hey, listen, it's Christmas Eve. Scorpio moon is coming up Christmas Day. So just watch the intense emotions. And, Virgo risings, you are definitely going to have a wonderful year. Definitely a lot more introspection, but that's normal for you. I mean, obviously it depends on what your sun sign is. And that Mars in the 12th house could definitely, make you stop overspending. Okay, that's something you definitely got to be mindful of as well. And I think, having that, the Uranus, in Gemini, that preview 7 years, you're going to go and see what happens. Let's say if you're a teenager, right, from 15 to 22, or, what happens from 25 to 32, that Uranus jumping in and giving you the sneak preview is going to prepare you for the next 7 years of your life. All right. And Jupiter in Cancer, that starts in the summer and it'll be for a year. So don't forget the 7-7 portal. And don't forget that this is going to be a year where you should probably really focus on your dreams and start journaling as well. And, Virgo, you're pretty creative. And just try to stop being so critical of others and yourself and retire from the negative self-talk. All right, Virgo the Virgin, Virgo sons, I'm talking to myself, but the rising signs as well. We have got to be more intentional about the positive words that we speak to our loved ones, friends, family, and most importantly, to ourselves. Compassion, empathy, grace, and mercy. Virgo 2025. Pew. All right, Virgo the Virgin. Happy New Year, 2025. Spit it and thrive. I know you are alive. So, Virgo rising, Virgo sun, later part, you could look at the Virgo moon, but, this is going to be a year where there's, a lot happening. In the beginning of the year with your Gemini, a lot with Pisces, so the mutable angle houses, your 1st, 7th, and 10th are busy. Mercury will be retrograde in your 4th later in the year, and it's direct now. So, the nodal shift will be beneficial. There could be some karmic fated relationships, but you're going to want to become and be more spiritual and really work on and focus on the self-love. You're going to see your public image could have a sudden up-leveling, and you out in public, literally, Virgo, out in public, you can get crazy like downloads and just ideas for creative things, for work, for career, anything. All right, that Uranus on the 10th house, that's going to be bigly. All right, and have no fear when the Jupiter comes. Hopefully, I'll be seeing you, Virgo risings, at Coffee Talk, January 10th, Friday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, or January 18th, 12 p.m. noon Eastern. And have a wonderful year, Virgo. I know you well. My son, myself, is a Virgo sun sign. And Virgo suns, this South Node is, especially the later degree, the Virgo Taurus degree, this is really going to bring in a lot of purification to the gut and to not be so critical of yourself and others. Happy New Year, Virgo the Virgin. This is Virgo 2025 Insights and Predictions. Yeah, man. Rise up, Virgo, and shine bright. Happy New Year. BigEAstro. Virgo style. Peace.